Okay, so let's talk about how we can get a little more fine-tuned control on the curves in the graph editor. Okay, so now this animation is just a simple little bouncing ball type of thing, right? And by default, you just have these Bezier curves, which are okay for some things, but limited for others, right? So you're going to want to kind of know, how do I get one of these handles to be sharp, like you would for one of these bouncing ball animation things. So we just select on one of these, and the shortcut for that you can find here on key and handle type, right? And so the shortcut for that is V, and so for this we're going to want vector. So that'll allow us to move each one separately like that. Okay, and so we can set the rest of these to vector. Just set those to vector, V, vector, and now it gives us this kind of vector control on these bounces, right? Which is what you usually want there. All right, so that's the vector setting. And you can see how that, makes the bounce a little bit more realistic. All right, and so you can also select them all, and then just simply go back to aligned, and then it'll go back to the regular kind of curve, right? And another setting you can try is select them all again and use the T menu, and T again is found here, and that would be interpolation mode. And so you have these options here, and you can do it with the T menu. Bezier is the default, right? And then we can try linear. Okay, and so then they'll just go up and down like that, straight ahead, no curvature, right? And then we can try, of course we can just go back to Bezier if we want. And then there's a few mathematical ones that just sort of automatically put curves on there, and that's something to experiment with. You can look through those and see if there's anything that comes useful. And then so that's it for this one. And then let's see, let's go to this guy here, and this is a different animation here with this ball there. And this one is just this ball moving in these different directions and sort of like flying up in between. So this is just to illustrate curves. So with all these selected, hit the T, and if we try the constant one, see, that would be like if you're blocking through posing an animation. You just want to see that pose, that pose, that pose, that pose, and so on like that. Okay, so that's how you get to that. Hit T again, and you have some of these other options as before. Let's try back, and that does something interesting there. And so it may or may not be what you want. All right, so let's go back to Bezier for all of those. Now, what I want to do is on the Z channel, I want to add this interesting one, which is bounce. And so that'll automatically make this little bounce as it comes from here down to the ground. So let's play that. So that just saved myself about an hour of animation. Okay, so that might be something useful. Oops, let's get that again. All right. And you can play around with that. That's like sort of a dynamic, automatic dynamic animation on the curve, right? It's like a modifier on the curve. All right, and so there's one more that we're going to try. This next ball animation here. This is just a simple, it's coming at an angle there, like that. All right, so now I want to select these two guys here, and T, and then I want to use elastic. So see what that guy does. Oops, I needed to select the first ones too, so let's border select that, and then again elastic. There we go. So we're basically going to just change this whole animation there to that. So that might be something useful, save you a lot of animation there. Okay, so that's how you get some more fine-tuned control, as well as some automated things that will save you some time.